Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.
This time on Broad and High, a choreographer who tried to capture the emotions of the pandemic.
Part of my practice as an artist was to do something out of this time that felt so confusing.
An artist who uses electricity to burn wood. A quick bite recipe from an old friend.
We go way back.
And some reggae music to welcome spring. This and more right now on Broad and High. Hi everyone, welcome to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Quickle. Artists all over Columbus have been busy during the pandemic, trying to capture our shared experiences of isolation and worry, plus unexpected emotions like runaway astonishment and even moments of quiet gratitude. Our first story is about OSU dance professor Susan Van Pelt Petrie, who looked at COVID-19 as an inspiration to make 19 different dances.
Well, we were doing our last travel that I can remember in March, spring break, down to Wilmington, North Carolina, and all this was starting to implode. And on the way back, kind of the news came out that all the students had to stay home, go home, that we were going to teach from school, from home, etc. So that all was overwhelming and I think disorienting for everybody. And part of my practice as an artist, I think my instinct at that point was to make lemonade, right? To do something out of this time that felt so confusing and unprecedented, the most used word of 2020. So I sat down and the word COVID-19 was everywhere. So I decided to make 19 videos, 19 pieces, and just try to make something of this time. Well, right away in my 19 Choreo Vids notebook, which this is, I brainstormed a list of 19 possible topics or themes, you know, and it was pretty easy to quickly say, okay, definitely is a theme of isolation. There's a theme of being on Zoom. There's a theme of not being able to touch. There's a theme of the social distancing. And so I came up with a number of different, actually I brainstormed I think 18 was my initial list. But I don't know what the 19th will be, but I'll get there. And I gradually worked through them not in that sequence. I did what sort of popped up first. The very first one was dealing with Zoom. This was the 12 boxes that we created for Zoom. And for example, this is the combination of improv and structure that you have to do. I improvised a lot of them, but I had to have a structure, so I wanted a variety of dynamics. And my husband Rick helped a tremendous amount with this one. So I simply recorded myself on Zoom in a little tiny corner of my upstairs studio office. And so I'm in this little tiny box, and you see this figure trying to get out. I did 12 versions of that, and then he created a grid to look like a Zoom meeting.
Find your corners. Find your corners, find your edges. And above all, find your diagonal. The diagonal has the X, the Y, and the Z axis. It's the most dynamic line.
And then I moved on through a number of other ones. Some are funny, amusing, humorous.
People, enough of the bad angles, enough of the chins.
Some are much more serious. I just finished one that I filmed actually downtown in front of and with National Guard and State Patrol behind me. I was petrified that they would kick me out. And it's called Pledge, and it's very much my Martin Luther King Day offering, my inauguration week offering. It's more personal reaction to politics and struggles that we are feeling. They've all been recorded in one take. That has become a rule. So there's no internal edits in any of them. I'm not a filmmaker. I don't pretend to be making high art film, but they are, because of COVID, they are performances that you can only see on the video. By keeping them in one take, it felt like I keep each one focused on a single idea and not get carried away with filmography. I decided early on to do something with social distancing, and a little play on the word social distancing. If you write out distancing, you write D-I-S-T, etc. If you take away the I-S-T, it becomes dancing. So social dancing. So that's the little play there. And then I thought, what if I could get a skirt that's a 12-foot diameter? Anybody around me is 6 feet. And that I just imagined I would be dancing somehow, reaching out to people, but never able to touch them because we're keeping 6 feet, and how sad that is. I got a trampoline hoop that is designed to hold up a screen around a trampoline. So it's exactly 12 feet diameter. And constructing the material came from, we used to do Blue Apron, and Blue Apron food always came in these thermos cases. And I just thought the material was cool, and I saved it thinking I would do something with it someday.
You're not allowed to dress like that in public property.
Yeah, this is more wind than yesterday.
Yeah.
When it comes up the hill, it catches that end.
It's a metaphor for the year of plague.
Yes. When we do this for real, your hands will be just down by your sides, comfortable. And then when I go like this, you'll reach. Was thinking I would just have one fellow to partner or not partner, but now I've decided to have a whole bunch of people, and I will dance between them, and we'll see, we'll see. I think you could look at every single choreo vid and you would get something about this long, long wait that we're all in. Kind of like this big hold your breath moment. It's a year and a half, 2 years long. I think it shows up in every single little piece. Just can't get away from it. I am very empathetic, and I have felt very alarmed and sad for the people who are less fortunate than I. I mean, I have a job, I have a house. I mean, we're fine, you know, everything is gone as good as it gets. But the numbers of people in this world and country who are out of work, unable to connect at all, maybe they're completely alone, the sadness of that really weighs on me. $19 is a lot of pieces to make, and so you have to be careful what you wish for. It was just, you know, the number because of COVID-19. That's the name of it from 2019. So got the bit between my teeth to make sure it actually happens. We are creating an incredible archive of this time in history. I think historians will look back and look at artists' work as a way to understand what was going on beyond the facts and figures, but what were people feeling? What was the experience? What were we trying to figure out about human nature, and what silver linings were we finding? Oh, that's a slight pun on this skirt. We've been joking about all the silver linings, that there are some. I think everyone could name a few, that this time has given us silver linings. So the skirt kind of has a little nod in that direction too.
See all 19 dances that Susan Van Pelt Petrie created online at OSU's Urban Art Space. Pick out a favorite or two and shout it out on our Facebook page. Our next artist comes from Reno, Nevada. Ben Rogers uses wood as a canvas for his prints. But here comes the fun part. He first burns the wood by pushing electric current through it. The result looks like miniature lightning strikes and gives his work a truly rustic feel. And apparently, it smells pretty good too. Check it out.
I would describe my work as taking a piece of wood with the natural wood grain, the natural feel, the smell of the wood, and burning it with fire. Then taking imagery and applying it right over the top of the wood, like painting onto a wooden canvas. My name is Ben Rogers, and I create burned wood prints. I'll choose maple plywood because it's very strong and it's very flat, and take that piece, cut it down in my workshop, and then I'll router the edges, and then I'll flame the edges. So I take a torch and actually burn around the piece. And then I'll take a bit of water and baking soda solution and spread that over the top to help the electricity conduct. And it also helps it stay on the surface of the wood rather than going through the middle. The next stage is to burn it with electricity. The process of electrocuting the wood is pretty amazing. So I have a machine that I created in my workshop, and I'll take that and run an electric current through the wood, which travels along the surface of the wood, burning natural shapes into it. People call it fractals or tree limbs or lightning, all reminiscent of what these burn marks in the wood look like. No two are alike on those fractal shapes. They're totally unique, just like nature, just like a tree branch or lightning. They can never be reproduced. Sand everything down so it's nice and smooth and looks really crisp, and then run it through a big flatbed printer, and that puts ink directly onto the wood, creating the imagery that is the final piece. During the printing process, I'll take an image into Photoshop and I'll take a photograph of the wood and overlay it in Photoshop so that I can see that tan canvas, because basically I'm starting with wood instead of white, like you would on paper. In recent years, what's also helped is a printer that has the capability to lay down white ink. And so as the prints move through, a layer of white goes down first before the color is applied over the top. And this allows the colors to really explode on the wood canvas. Growing up in Lake Tahoe, I've got a ton of Tahoe imagery, and I use a combination of my own imagery, but a lot of stock imagery, a lot of trees, bears, Tahoe mountains, and chairlifts, ski resorts, stuff like that. I love creating custom ones. People love to have their own unique picture, you know, that family photo, and have it in a unique canvas that I can create. One thing that stands out that surprises people is when they pick up a piece of my art, oftentimes they'll smell it. And it smells like burned wood. It smells like if they've ever been in Tahoe in the wintertime and they've had a fire in the fireplace, it smells like home. it smells, you know, like a campfire from their childhood or something. And so that's kind of a unique side effect. My favorite part of the whole process is giving pieces to people and watching their eyes light up. When you show them, you hold it up and they go, wow. The uniqueness of the art drives me, and I get positive reactions wherever I go, and it really fuels my desire to keep going and all the positivity that surrounds it.
Keep up with Ben Rogers on his Facebook page. And if this story made you a little nostalgic for those wood-burning kits back in the 1970s, we found a ton of hits off Google. Enjoy. We're back with another installment of Kate's Quick Bites. In this segment, we're whipping up a healthy homemade version of a fruit roll-up, also called fruit leather. This recipe was provided by Nanette Macy-Junes, the executive director at the Columbus Museum of Art, and also an old friend of mine. Recently, we reconnected to discuss this delicious treat. I'm cutting the tops off the straws. I'm cutting them in half. Man, we gotta put in the budget manicure money for Kate. It's not gonna happen, it's okay. So we are going to make fruit leather today. This recipe was submitted by Nanette Macy-Junes, the executive director of the Columbus Museum of Art. Fun fact, Nanette was my Girl Scout troop leader when I was a kid. I've known her for quite a long time. So this is kind of special to be making a recipe of hers.
Hi, Nanette. It's so good to see you. Thanks for joining me and for sharing this recipe.
Hi, Kate. It's good to see you.
This is so fun. So, I mean, I've mentioned it before. It's like my claim to fame. I've known you for years. You were my Girl Scout troop leader when I was a kid. Your daughter and I have been friends for ages. We go way back.
We go way back. We do. Back to Girl Scouts.
And so this fruit leather recipe, which was so much fun to make, is obviously something that, you know, Girl Scouts could enjoy or be a part of, but that's not where it came from, right? That's not where you got the recipe.
It did not. So when they asked me to contribute, I panicked immediately, ran to the museum's cafe. Shaco is the name of our cafe, named after one of the paintings in the collection. And I immediately found our chef, Laura Richmond, and said, Chef, what should I do? And she's like, okay, let me think about it. Let me think. And she came back with fruit leather as a snack that she just loves. And so I said, great, that's what we'll do, because Nanette doesn't cook.
I'm looking at the recipe. Like I said, you only need 2 ingredients. So we need 2 pints of strawberries, which I've already cut up, just kind of cut the tops off and cut them in half. And we're gonna need 1/4 cup of honey, and that's the recipe. So pretty simple. So once you've got everything cut up, we're gonna put it into a blender or a food processor. Squeeze out our 1/4 cup of honey. Blitz it up with the honey. Oh, it smells so fresh. We're gonna spread the blended berry mixture onto our sheet pan. Looks pretty well spread out. And then you leave it in the oven for like 6 hours. So you know, it's kind of like a walk away, go do something else kind of recipe, and then we'll see how it works.
If you're a person who doesn't like to cook, this kind of is the recipe for you, because it's like 2 ingredients and walk away from the oven.
Sadly, that Laura was probably thinking of that when she suggested it to me. This is at least believable that Nanette might be able to fix this,
Right.
which is true.
Right. I love how simple it is.
Now, sometimes great food, sometimes really great food doesn't have to be really complicated. Sometimes it does, but you know, sometimes it doesn't.
So not only is this recipe so easy to make, but it sounds like it's pretty versatile, that you don't have to use strawberries like we did. You could use any kind of fruit, right?
Exactly. That's what Laura said. She said it's something that you can, you know, you can be creative. Try your favorite fruit. Strawberries happen to be my favorite fruit. So one of my favorite fruits for fruit leather, but it is something you can change it up to be something you like best.
Okay, our strawberry fruit leather has been in the oven for about 6 hours. It's cool enough now where I can handle it. So you can kind of do what you want here. You can either try to peel your whole fruit leather off of the parchment paper, or you can cut it into strips and roll those up and have those be kind of your, oh, hey, I need some fruit leather, I'm gonna peel it open. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut some with the parchment still on and then peel some off and give it a taste. So you can see how it's totally, look at that. That's so cool. Like, this was just strawberries and honey, and now it's fruit leather. Look at that! That's amazing! Strawberry fruit leather. Oh my gosh, I gotta have a little bite. Tastes is a candy, and it's healthy and delicious and easy. Nanette, this is amazing. Thank you. All the recipes for Kate's Quick Bites are listed on our webpage, wosu.org/katesquickbites. Well, it's about that time of year for picnics and enjoying the sunshine, so we thought we'd bring you a little reggae music to help you plan your outdoor excursions. Here's the Arc Band with The Way I Run.
It's the way I run toward the rising sun. Got my blinkers on at the crack of dawn. I'm a Rasta man, and all is said and done. It's the way I run. 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 I love to burn a spliff if I rise up in the morning. I love to give thanks and praises to Jah all day. 'Cause time passes without warning. So for Ryan, there ain't no stalling. As long as Jah's sun is shining, I'm making hay. Making hay all day. It's the way I run. A different song. Now the seed is planted. There'll be food before long. So like blessings go, so it's easy to hold on. It's the way I run. 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 My back is strong from the suck, but on all day long farming. Paulette would love to stay home and spend time with our children. So as long as I have my way, I am willing to farm all day. Growing a garden where we can all eat and play. 'Cause family means everything to me. Rasta, my family, is everything you see. Congo, my family, is everything to me. Everything to me. Singing my family is everything you see. I said my family is everything to me. It's the way I run, a different song. Now the seed is planted, there'll be food before long. So my blessings go, so it's easy to hold on. It's the way I run. It's the way I run. It's the way I run towards our rising sun. Got my blinkers on, not a crack of dawn. She's a Rasta woman. All is said and done. Where I and I run, it's the way I run. It's the way I run. It's the way I run. Thank you.
Well, that's our show. Remember, you can find all of our stories online at WOSU.org, as well as on our YouTube channel. For all of us here at WOSU, I'm Kate Quickle. Thanks for watching.
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.